we answered all the questions regarding our new Silk Color product, I wanted to do a demonstration of a really quick application that we can do to create some really beautiful unicorn hair color in our guests quickly. What I've done, a horseshoe section on the top of my mannequin's head, and where this horseshoe kind of sits is inside of the parietal ridge. So if I were to take the end of my Frommer brush and lay it here, you see where the head shape turns away from that line? That is where our parietal ridge is. So I basically made a horseshoe in the top section of the mannequin's head, and this includes the whirl of the head all the way around and even the first inch of the front hairline. Next, I'm going to anchor it all over, and now I'm going to color everything that's left outside of this horseshoe. And I decided to go with the color that's called Bubblegum, side of the color that is the Silk Color Call. And I'm going to just start right outlining, actually eventually I will outline outside of this horseshoe, and we're going to go ahead and color everything outside of it. Next, I'm going to apply my Funked Up film by Frommer. What's cool about this film is that it has zero cling, and I'm just going to wrap all the way around my mannequin where I applied the bubblegum pink, and that way I put the same color in my zone 1 of my horseshoe. Once we have the film all the way around so that it's not touching, I'm going to go ahead and take my horseshoe out, and then I'm going to go ahead and continue to apply my bubblegum pink into that first half-inch zone 1 of this horseshoe. We can either decide yourself if that guest wears their hair toward the front, then we want to have diagonal forward sections. If the guest is wearing their hair toward the back, then we'd have diagonal back sectioning. Start right above the eyebrow, right at the corner of my parietal ridge. I'm going to go in with my foil, and I'm just going to make a slight diagonal. Can you see that there? And so if I were to drop a bead with my diagonal forward sectioning, that bead would drop off toward the front of my guest's face. So I'm going to go in with my Frommer foils. They're so awesome. Notice I'm not taking a very wide section. My section is about full half-inch, and some guests you might want to do a full inch, right? Depending on the effect that you want to have. So for me today, I'm going with my half-inch foil, and I'm bringing it right up to the top, and so you can really see where my product is sitting, the bubblegum pink in that zone 1. Can you see that there? A balayage board with it. Frommer has these really cool ones that you can use, that you can go on into. And what's neat about this is that it gives you something to paint on when you're going to do this type of thing. If I wanted to comb through this gently, I could, using my board to hold it. So it gives you an extra set of hands, so to speak, or maybe even a longer hand as you're. So in this case, I decided I'd go in with that Lucky Duck yellow. And we can decide, if you want, you can go straight across and make it horizontal. For some people, they want to go ahead and diagonally put it in on the diagonal. Other people would probably, they like to stripe it up and down. For the look that I'm creating today, and I think the effect, is I'm going to go in a little bit on a diagonal. And I want to have a number of colors live within this. So you notice how wide I'm going. It's not going to be crazy wide. So I'm about, 3/4 of an inch wide in my sectioning of this color. And then I have it going right next to that pink. I think those colors marry well together. They can live together fairly well on this strand of hair. And as I continue to work my colors in, I'm going to keep about that same pattern, that same width, because I do want to have a kind of a bolder unicorn effect in the hair. For the two colors where they meet, I have this right here. Red Kid makes it. It's a nice blending brush. We also have our blur brushes, our Ulta. Both of these work very well to just soften that line, if I may, in between and make sure that we're pressing this product all the way through where the two colors meet. Because the last thing that we want at the end of the day is to have a line of demarcation, to have open spaces where we didn't saturate this color. When we do work like this, it's difficult to go back in after the effect and get the same result. So our application during this period really needs to be stellar. So I started with my Lucky Duck yellow, and I think I'll go in with this very vivid orange. The other thing I'm doing too as I work is I'm mindful of the order in which I put these colors, because I'm gonna do this same color order over and over again through each slice of this hair. The next color I'm going to go with is my Red Hot Red. And you can see all the colors, you know, if I were to look on my color wheel, these colors kind of live in the same side of the color wheel, so it's kind of great that we're doing them together. And of course, from there, we have our very Wild Orchid. We're just going to keep on going with our colors as we work our way around. And again, keeping in mind how we're having our colors live on that hair shaft. So once we have that Wild Orchid, once I have that, I wanted to jump into my blues, my dark blue, my that rainbowy effect. So you see I'm blending a little bit between my orange and my red. And some colors blend so well you really don't have to blend them out. And then there's others that you really do feel that urge to. So you're going to be the judge of that individual. I'm going to do a little bit more down here. Once I have that, I'm going to go with my second foil. And I'm just going to go in and I'm going to lay it on top. Use those to hold it. In this case, I think I can just crease it on the corners and let my foil just hang. And that way I have control. So we know the difference between principal-based foils that are relatively small, usually no wider than what? A peace sign, right? No wider than a peace sign. But today we're doing something that is a trend. And so because it's something that's kind of trend, we break the rules a little bit and we're able to go in and utilize this whole space. So when I do my sectioning, and it's still on my diagonal back in how I'm putting the foils, but I am making it as wide as the entire section. And so again, I'm going in with foil. Now if you have someone who their head shape is a little bit larger, with going in with another foil so that you're not disturbing that first one. So today, that's where I'm feeling the most. We're gonna go in with our same pattern. So initially, right next to that pink, what did I do? A little bit of a horizontal of yellow. And in our So Color Cult line, we call this color Lucky Duck. And then we went up to Darlene again, so I can go with my Farmer blending board and drop that right on in. Next to that orange, we went with that red. It's not that I have this wonderful memory. I've just lined my bowl up so that each color is one right after the other. It'll be the finish that you want for your guests. Once I have all of these in, I lift them up. And we call this unicorn color for a reason. And that's because we want for it to have, you know, a little bit of a unicorn excitement to it. And so even with it processing, you know, I still want it to feel that way. So I'm gonna slightly roll this and fold it ever so gently into the center that you want. It could come off the front of the head. In my case today, I decided to have her unicorn horn come off to the side. So can you imagine that guest sitting in the salon and everyone wondering what in the world is happening over there? That's what we want to have happen in the salon. We want to have something different happen. We want to have something that kind of grabs your attention, and more importantly, something that is exciting and our guests can't wait to see.